Hey guys, and welcome to episode 138 of the Up Real A podcast. My name is Scott Ellis. I'm joined here by the man, the myth, the legend,
Just me.
Adam Franey.
Hey, bud.
Yeah.
There's no one else under the table. There's no walk-on cameos.
We have Ty. We have Ty here with us.
Ty the dolphin.
I don't have a great photo of Tim. He's elusive.
Yeah, he's like a vampire. You can't really take his picture. He just poofs into dust.
You take his pic and it's just nothing.
Yeah.
It's just nothing. Let's run down some of the topics we're going to discuss on this week's episode. As usual, we're going to talk about the last film we watched this week, as well as a couple of news topics. This week we got a couple of Red Band trailers, some Midnight Madness movies.
Freaking naughty.
Yeah, and we also got The Man Who Killed Don Quixote from
Terry Gilliam?
Terry Gilliam. Yeah, I blanked on the name.
Kylo Ren?
Kylo Ren and...
Doesn't have a real name.
Oh, what's the name of...
Brazil
The
man?
Sparrow? The Sparrow? From Game of Thrones?
Yeah,
The head sparrow?
Vincent D'Onofrio.
No!
Vince?
No, there's no Vince.
He's not a Vince?
Jonathan Price.
Jonathan Price. Vincent Price, Jonathan Price, Fisher Price.
We'll get into those topics a bit later. As always, leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment below. And, of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We appreciate the support there. With that out of the way, Adam, have you ever started first?
No. Allow me.
Start us off
please.
with your last scene.
Tim,
bud.
you don't want to go first? No? Ty? No? Well, if you guys insist.
Ty's cuddling with the dolphin over there.
Yeah, thanks, man. A young boy whose parents have just divorced finds an unlikely friend and mentor in the misanthropic, bawdy, hedonistic... B-A-W-D-Y? Bawdy? Hedonistic war veteran who lives next door.
Hedonistic war vet.
You've seen
What is this, Gran Torino?
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh, St. Vincent?
Oh yeah, bud.
I saw this at TIFF like 3 years ago.
That was going to be my hint. You've seen it at a festival. Written and directed by Theodore Melfi, who went on to do Hidden Figures.
Oh,
That's it.
Right on. This is on Netflix now, right?
It just got added.
Saw it on the newly added list.
Yeah, it was the girlfriend picked it.
Oh.
So that tips you off to what I thought of it already. Bill Murray, Melissa McCarthy, Naomi Watts, Chris O'Dowd, Terrence Howard, Jaden Lieberher, feature film debut of Jaden.
Mm-hmm.
That's it? Really?
It was quite the crowd pleaser at TIFF.
Really?
Yeah, people were...
Like in your audience?
Yeah, people were enjoying it, weeping
Really?
at the end, if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I mean, my girlfriend wept, like sobbed, was literally tears flowing, like tissues, like wiping the eyes.
I really like Melissa McCarthy in this. This is the first time I've seen her like not do a goofy comedy.
She wasn't
back
just
then.
a goof.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, she's actually played like a normal human person in this.
Not
It was
a monster.
great. No, but what did you think?
I thought it was fine. I didn't love it. It's a
Savage.
It's a bit like I like to call it movie the movie. Like it's very movie-ish, if that makes sense. It's just like a generic
Paint by numbers, like it was prototypical.
Like we've seen this movie with pun intended. We've seen this movie 1,000 times. It's like the kid who's getting bullied at school and he has to deal with the begrudging old grump who is like very grumpy at first and then learns to love him and they become buddies and you get your like up, yeah, pretty much, yeah, which I love. You get your like standard slow motion shot of Bill Murray and the kid like doing something funny, running, doing something.
The
montage, yeah. Like I'm surprised they didn't play like "Ooh, you're my best friend," like very generic, but
yeah,
it was it's not bad. It was a feel good, warm movie, like a good movie.
It's fine to me.
It's fine.
For me, the experience of seeing it at TIFF elevated it slightly.
I was going to say, I bet that would have elevated it, right? Was there any spots? Like any celebrity spots?
No. Bill Murray was at the festival that year, but he went to the premiere like the day before, and I didn't see him. But
Elusive Unicorn Bill.
Yeah, it was sort of near the end of the festival, so when I saw it, so none of the stars were there. Which, whenever you see the stars there, it elevates it for sure. But just the fact that it was a packed theater at the Princess of Wales where I saw it, which is a big theater, and people were really liking it. Because it was blowing up at the time at TIFF.
I remember
people were talking about it because Bill Murray was there, and he was a big star then.
Yeah,
still now, but this is
William.
like 2013 or something, or 2014.
2014, yeah. You would have seen it probably in 2013.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
So
that's 5 years.
Oh
my God,
we are aging rapidly.
Jesus.
I thought Bill Murray's performance was the best part.
Mm-hmm.
It was really cool. He wasn't just being Bill Murray, like that goofy Bill Murray. Like he was fun. It was a fun performance, but a lot of heart. Did the Boston accent pretty well. Like he felt like a lived-in character.
Right.
I feel like he's just kind of one walking stunt cast. Like he's just Bill Murray walking through movies as Bill Murray.
Right.
Not like in everything but this.
But in this, you saw him transform a little bit.
Yeah.
Slightly.
Yeah.
A little bit.
He did. I don't know, he didn't feel Bill Murray-ish, which is a compliment. Like, he was great. I thought Naomi Watts was cringe. As like a Russian stripper. Very over the top.
Yeah, I don't...
Right? I don't know if you remember.
It's been a while, but...
She has this like pregnant prosthetic
Yeah, was it her accent that was weird?
It wasn't
like, great.
Cringe. Just this like over the top, like waiting in the car for him, like, hey, what are you doing? Like this like weird half accent. Like she's British, I believe, so it's like a bizarre.
Is she British?
I think so, or Australian. She's one of the two. Yeah,
they're pretty much the same. Am I right?
I mean, is there even a difference? Yeah, just.
The kid was good.
Yeah, he was good.
And, I mean, you guys know him now from It. Right?
Yeah, like this was his film debut, which is crazy. And he looks like a kid if you go back and watch it. A
little kid, yeah.
Very, very, very small.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I liked Hidden Figures as well, but I think this director, he's just like your typical, like, heavy 3. Middling kind of guy. Like, forgettable, like... I feel like he didn't, but I feel like he would have done Saving Mr. Banks or like The Founder,
something like that. Yeah,
just like completely like typical
average.
Like I believe that it was a crowd pleaser because it's like there's nothing to be offended by. It's like no risk taken. It's just like a Ron Howard.
But the scene at the end in like the amphitheater or the whatever, I'm trying to remember the context of the scene. I just remember getting misty.
I will say there was mist.
Yeah,
there was some mist. Yeah, it's not, again, it's not like I'm shitting on it. Like, it's not a bad movie, but, like, we watch so many movies. At
the time, I was just getting into my...
Cinephilia?
Yeah, cinephilia.
You're just diagnosed with
disease.
Cinephilia. Yeah. I don't know. If you like the genre, like, it's a good family watch. Sunday afternoon, get the parents in the living room.
It's feeling like a heavy 3 to me, for you.
Yeah.
Or is it a 3?
Heavy 3 because the ending boosted it.
Right on.
I would say that it kind of I did get misty eyed, so obviously it did affect me more than I remember.
You're not a soulless
I'm not a
monster.
I'm not this guy here.
You're not Ty.
I'm not a robot.
All right, cool. St. Vincent. I'm gonna jump in with my last scene. IMDb. The IMDb story, or what's the word I'm looking for? Synopsis.
Yeah.
Pretty great for this movie. Pretty short. I wrote it down so I didn't have to look at my phone.
It should be good.
Story of a woman and her 3 lovers.
Are you fucked?
No. Can you guess what this is? There's a new show on Netflix based on this movie. No? She's Gotta Have It. Directed by Spike Lee.
Oh, I last seen this.
Did you really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
When?
When it got added to Netflix a couple months ago, maybe. Yeah, I should have known that.
You did?
I did.
What?
Yeah, I didn't have much to say about it.
Well, I don't have much to say about it either.
Fuck. I thought you said you loved it.
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
I liked it.
Directed by Spike Lee, starring Tracy Camilla Johns, Redmond Hicks, John Canada Terrell.
Oh, shout out.
And Spike Lee himself. This is Spike Lee's feature film debut.
And darling.
scrounge enough dollars together to make it very low budget. Shot in black and white. That's a hallmark of low budget.
He scrounged.
Yeah. I liked it though. You know what? It's a short film. It's probably an hour and 30 minutes.
Well, it's short.
Which again is fairly typical of a first time directing film. But the performances were good. I really like Spike Lee. Spike Lee back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like, especially
Was he Marv?
Do the Right Thing. Mars.
Yeah. He was funny and like charismatic. He was good.
And there's some really great scenes that you can really tell like very intelligent. Like there's a scene where Greer, who's like this, basically the three men that she's seeing, Nola is seeing, is Greer, who's like this model narcissistic kind of guy. Yeah. And then there's I'm forgetting his name, but there's this like straight laced like by the books guy, Jamie. And then there's Mars, who's like this Spike Lee, who's like this goofy nerd, like nerd. And you're like, how did you end up with this girl?
Yeah.
But you can kind of tell it's just his like street smarts. Like he's just like a cocky little dude who just
little gremlin.
Yeah, he's like Flava Flav.
yeah.
He's
he is very Flav.
He can talk. He's good with words. So you know you can tell he's
got the fucking crazy hat, like right?
Did he?
I think so.
Is that Do the Right Thing?
I thought he did in at least one scene.
But he's I guess I'm thinking Flava Flav because he has this giant.
I haven't seen Do the Right Thing.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I think Do the Right Thing is much better.
They say that's his best movie, right? It's kind of like his masterpiece.
Because it had, I mean, this has, certain social implications, like commentary-wise. But Do the Right Thing is a little bit more political in that sense. This is more about like women's sexuality and that sort of thing. But like I'm saying, the performances are great, and Spike Lee is just so charismatic.
Yeah,
I just love his character. But all of them were good. But there was a scene where Greer and Nola, they're about to make love, and he takes his clothes off. You probably remember this. This is the model character. Takes his clothes off slowly, folds the shirt, small, very carefully, puts it down, takes his pants off, takes about 30 seconds to fold it, make sure everything is good.
I'm literally cringing!
Meanwhile, she's in bed like, really, dude?
Really? Is it like one take?
Not one take, like, but it's just this very drawn out sequence. He just he has a good eye for that kind of comedy, and there is a new Netflix show based on it. It's like 9 episodes or something.
I have heard,
and it's like this. Based completely on the film.
I've heard it's shit.
Really?
Apparently, yeah. Have you heard different?
I didn't. At least what I saw is not that it was shit, but
really,
yeah. Okay. That's bizarre.
I don't even know where I heard it. Maybe I'm projecting my own thoughts. I just remember hearing that it was shit. I don't know.
What did you think of this movie? I know you apparently last seen it.
Yeah, I thought it was fine. I didn't love it. I just thought it was like.
What do I care?
A nothing
about these people
movie. I don't know. Yeah, I agree with you. I thought Spike Lee was charismatic.
See, I thought the style of it was the most interesting part, the directing style, with just the camera shots and, when you see the very distinct Spike Lee thing where now, at least, the characters are like being interviewed and they're talking straight to the camera.
Yes.
And they're talking, which happens a lot in Do the Right Thing as well. And I think I'm more perfected in that film. But it has this interesting, almost documentary style result
I was just gonna say,
because
like,
of that.
Docudrama.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
And I just really like the style. And there's lots of like shots, interesting establishing shots as well. And there's a sequence where Jamie gets on the subway, goes to meet Nola, and instead of, you can tell it's super low budget. Instead of actually filming a scene, there's these series of photos of him on the subway.
Oof.
And just like a really...
I do not remember this.
But it's like blurry photos of like a subway going by and all this. But I thought it was done really well. It was an interesting way of getting past the obvious budgetary constraints, by intercutting a sequence where you would normally there'd be shots of him on the subway. It has photos sort of intercut with.
Jesus.
It doesn't sound good to you, but
times were tough.
Yeah, but I thought it was an interesting way of sort of depicting that because it was different. I've never really seen something like that.
That is interesting.
Where they use photos.
It's one of those things where it's like
or stationary.
The creativity is amplified because of the low budget.
Mm-hmm.
It's like necessity breeds invention.
Exactly. Yeah. But overall, because it's so short, and I really wish there was a little bit more to it.
I think
it ended, and I was like,
"That's how I felt."
Oh, I mean, I know it was an hour and a half, but that's it. Like I was expecting a little bit more of like a punch at the end.
Yeah.
And there's this one scene with Nola and Jamie where like it's a
bit of a punch. It was a bit fucked.
But I thought there was going to be more to it.
Like I think aftermath.
Yeah, I thought there would be more. To talk about after that scene. It was a very integral scene, very intense scene that you think there would be more paid attention to it afterwards, but for some reason it was left. And I was reading actually about it that Spike Lee actually hates that scene.
Really?
Yeah, he like disavowed it because of the way it was treated. That act was treated in the film because it was like sort of an afterthought. They didn't really touch on it, delve into it, but there's a lot of implications.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's an intense sequence.
Did he say anything like why? Does he know that he directed this movie and he was?
Yeah, but the thing is with the new TV show, he didn't do that. He did something different. He completely changed it.
Is he involved in the show?
I'm pretty sure he directed it. Did he not?
I have no idea. I don't think. Did he?
Really? Shit. Let me.
Oh damn! Ty, talk.
Oh god.
So world.
But yeah, overall, it is him. Yep, Spike Lee. He directed it.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So I was just reading that he changed it completely in the show because he didn't like it in the original. He wished he had done it differently. And he just cut it out.
So is the original cast in the show?
No, it's like set in present day.
Is it a sequel? Is it a?
It's just a remake.
In show form.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
That's
but
different.
Overall, I mean, there's not much to fault here. Really?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's an interesting debut for sure.
It is, yeah. For such a low budget, wasn't it? Like absurdly low.
I didn't see the actual numbers, but
it's insane. It's like $50,000 or something.
Yeah.
It's like unfathomably low.
Yeah, I mean, you think of all the new movies coming out now that are shot on like iPhone.
Yeah.
I mean, it really doesn't take much if you think about it, right? You just need to get a camera. The crew doesn't need to be any actors, any known actors, right? You can shoot with your friends.
Yeah.
Shoot a movie, cut it together, right? The hardest part is distribution, but it's like, yeah, it was quite an impressive debut in my opinion. I'd probably give it a heavy 3.
Heavy 3
as well. Yeah.
Fine.
It's very fine, and I definitely like Do the Right Thing better.
I gotta see that.
If you're gonna see one Spike Lee, see that. Because that's probably a 4, heavy 4 for me.
Yeah,
somewhere in that range.
Good,
yeah, it's pretty good.
Right,
let's move on into our news segment. We got a couple of trailers to discuss. Let's start off with, you know what? Let's go with Upgrade.
Oh, we're gonna get upgraded.
We're gonna get upgraded.
Let's say upgrade, yeah.
This one comes to us from Blumhouse.
Oh.
If I remember correctly. I'm blurring with Revenge.
Us, Happy Death Day.
Right.
Apparently.
Well, if I remember correctly, it's actually from the creator of Saw.
Yeah.
And Insidious.
Yeah. Is that James Wan? Isn't that?
No, like the writer, like the writer. Let me see here. Starring Logan Marshall Green, and that's pretty much it. Directed by Lee Whannell. What do you think of this trailer? Red Band trailer.
I think it definitely looks like a Midnight Madness movie. The madness was brought. It looks fun. It looks pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie. In every sense of the word. Like, there is some horrifying violence and gore all the way in.
Creator of Saw.
Yeah, there you go. Like, when he
Takes the knife.
pulls that knife, like, into the guy's mouth and just, like, splits his head open, I think
it's a Saw trap.
Screamed. I was like, oh, no!
Yeah, fucked.
It reminds me of, like, a hardcore Henry type of vibe, right?
Yeah.
He's just, like, not fully in control of his body, and it's just kind of doing things on its own, right?
I love the shots where he's reacting in a different way than his body's moving.
Yeah, like
he's like,
face.
oh god! And he's like fighting this dude, like
it actually would have
smashing
been like a great role for Tom Hardy. Now that I think of this guy's like known as the fake
the poor
Tom
man,
Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
This is like he would have crushed it with his eye acting and his facial acting.
Yeah,
but I mean,
Logan Marshall Green, he had been getting some acclaim on I don't know. I'm trying to remember. I'll look it up. He was on a TV show. Was it Quarry? Yeah. Quarry? Anyways, there's this TV show that came out last year that nobody saw.
Apparently.
But he was very good in, apparently.
Really?
And I liked him in Prometheus.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah. In The Invitation, good indie thriller that he's in. Really
I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen that. Pretty great in it.
It seems like he just hasn't got enough roles, or...
Yeah. He's just...
Because I like him.
I don't know what happened, but
yeah, I love these like Midnight Madness type movies. These like R-rated,
grindhousey.
Yeah, I love that, and I'm in. There's not really much else to say.
I'm in too.
You know,
fuck it.
It's a very simple premise. I couldn't tell you what I guess he's trying to get revenge on people that killed his girlfriend.
Yeah, your typical.
That's it.
Thing, but I did not expect like the futuristic setting. Like sci-fi, I had no idea. I was like, "What the fuck?"
How they get the budget to do those establishing shots?
Apparently, is that like every single cent must have went into those, right?
Yeah.
And those like futuristic Prius-looking cars get hype.
It's like a movie we're reviewing this week.
Upgrade?
No, I mean they spent all the budget
on
the CG.
Yeah. Exactly.
Speaking of revenge. Let's move on into another trailer.
Oh, you're a professional. I like it.
Called Revenge. This movie, I mean, let's start off with how generic can you get?
Pretty good double feature, I feel like, these two movies.
Right?
Like, I'm pretty sure they probably played one after the other at TIFF, like Midnight Madness.
I believe it.
I mean, you can market this as like Grindhouse, Planet Terror, like Death Proof Planet Terror. You could have done these two.
Well, let me tell you, it's got 100% Rotten Tomatoes right now.
Holy shit!
Starring Matilda Anna Ingrid Lutz. That's quite a long name. And no one else of note. Well, she's not really of note either, let's be honest.
Yeah, let's be honest. Starring nobody.
She starred in Rings? Did you ever see that?
No, but I knew she was from Rings.
How did you know that? I don't know. This is, again, a very similar premise. But I guess we actually never really talked about the premise of Upgrade. Anyways.
Yeah, fuck it.
We're too late. We're too late.
Tim, Ty.
For this, I mean, someone's getting revenge. Let's put it that way.
You can say that.
I'm not really sure. So she's like a girlfriend of some dude who's somehow connected.
Like a gangster of some sort?
Yeah.
I guess.
And she becomes some collateral damage, basically, and gets pushed off a cliff.
Yeah.
And maybe you want to jump in about what happens next.
She gets fucking speared on a tree stump. I didn't know if they were going full fantasy or what, mystical.
With her surviving it?
Yeah. Is that like the one leap of faith that we're taking at this movie?
I mean, in any normal world, you would die from that.
Yeah. But pretty big fall onto a branch, like right through the stomach.
But it was like through her
classic
side, like it wasn't. If it was like through the heart, you know what? Like you're dead.
You got that like non-crucial side meat,
right?
That just like right in the like fat.
And she had the Aboriginal healing methods or something.
Yeah. Well, the classic cauterized.
Yeah. Just put the stick in the burning fire and then stick it on the wound.
Good, baby.
You're good.
You're
Yeah.
good. Movie logic.
Yeah.
Grindhouse logic.
You don't get an infection from that at all.
Nah, just find a scrap piece of metal laying around, heat that up, boom.
You
don't
even need stitches at that point, right?
Nah, you're good. Not in Grindhouse. Not in Midnight Madness Land, dude.
I will say I love when, these types of movies. I just love Grindhouse movies because it just gets super bloody quickly. And
there's some blood in this trailer.
I love that aspect, how it just doesn't give a fuck about trying to stay PC or it's not going for box office or anything.
There's no one to adhere to.
Yeah,
You're we can't do this because we'll lose this audience. Fuck it.
This is we're just going hard, and this is just for whoever fucking likes bloody violence and action.
Yeah,
intense.
We're just gonna tell our story, and if you don't like it, I don't care.
Yeah,
which is respectable. I think it looks good.
Yeah, I'm in. What do you think? Upgrade or Revenge? What's your bet on the better one?
That's a great one. That's a great question. Probably Upgrade, I think.
Really?
It's they're tight. I don't know. I would really.
I might say Revenge.
I'd go blindfold, walk in, sit down, just see which one I get.
You know what surprised me about the Revenge trailer? There's a shot where the camera is inside the house, stationary, and the house is empty, and they're running in the distance outside the window. There's just something about those static shots. It seemed a little bit more artistic.
It kind of reminded me of Inglourious Bastards when Christoph
Waltz.
Waltz.
I didn't expect that.
When Christoph Waltz is watching the main girl run for just forever.
That's true.
And he just aims down the pistol at her and just decides not to do it.
But that kind of cinematography, that kind of voyeuristic cinematography, to me reminded me of what's that movie in Detroit? It's horror movie where once you have sex, you passes this demon on.
Ooh, It Follows.
It Follows.
Yeah.
The cinematography reminded me of that.
Yeah. Yep.
That again,
zoomed
that voyeuristic
kind of thing.
Yeah. And it sort of gave it this eerie look, but
it did have an eerie look in the canyons and stuff. It had a Bad Batch vibe. I mean, hopefully
we don't talk about that.
Not as good as
Cuba Man. Miami Man, sorry.
Yeah, I think it looks good. I love just the imagery of the way the guys chasing her, and then they're progressively bloodier and bloodier.
That's the trailer goes on. Yeah. You hit the nail on the head. I think this would be a perfect double feature of those two.
Right?
Yeah.
You just get wild, have a few wobbly pops.
I hope they both come out on Netflix at the same time because that would be a good double feature. Let's move on. Yeah. We got a film that's been in development for how many years? Would you say a decade or 15 years?
I think it's 10, maybe
years?
More, 15. I remember I've read about this movie for probably 5 years, I think. So
it's been a few years since I heard this was in development. And I heard he was trying to develop this back in the 90s at some point, or early 2000s, and just kind of gave up on it. And then he tried to revisit it recently, and that's
how long did it take to shoot? Have they been shooting this for years? I remember hearing Adam Driver, Don Quixote, seems 3 to 5 years ago.
They might have shot all their scenes that long ago, and they're just in the edit process.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are.
Days of what's it called?
Heaven.
Days of Heaven.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. But the film is The Man Who Killed Don Quixote, directed by Terry Gilliam, starring Adam Driver and Jonathan Pryce.
Not Vincent Price.
No. Jonathan Pryce, as you guys might know, is a veteran of Terry Gilliam films.
Brazil.
He was in Brazil.
Good hype.
Adam Driver is not. But I'll start off. It looks bizarre. Is that a good way of describing it? Fantastical.
Yes. The three, between Adam Driver, Jonathan Pryce, and Terry Gilliam,
It's gonna get nuts.
Bizarre. You want to get nuts?
Yeah.
Let's get nuts. That's Keaton said.
But it's an interesting story because it's not just the Don Quixote story. that you would expect.
Yeah, can you like bring me up to speed? Because I was totally fucked.
Were you befuddled?
I was befuckled. I was like, what is happening?
You got mind befucked.
Yeah. I did.
Jonathan Pryce is playing this old man who thinks he's Don Quixote, who's this medieval kind of mythic character in Spanish history. And I guess Adam Driver is his friend or associate, someone who's they're sort of going along with it. He's sort of losing his mind a bit, Jonathan Pryce. So it intercuts with the modern day, and I guess what's happening in his mind, what he's imagining he is doing, is back in the Middle Ages, and it's sort of intercutting that together.
Is that what's happening?
I believe so. At least I garnered that more so from reading about it, the synopsis.
Okay. I could, yeah.
So now that you know that, what do you think? Because sometimes with these kind of weird movies, trailers make it hard to really get a sense of it.
I feel like you're not really gonna... You don't know what you're in for from the trailer. You're not like, okay, I see what this is. This is gonna be blank. Like, this could go... This is a high risk, high reward. Could be shit. Could be excellent. Could be meh. Right?
I mean, clearly a lot went into the visuals. I think visually it looks fantastic.
Yeah, there's a lot of beautiful colors. Shout out to this guy again. Loves those colors.
But the set design and the costumes were great.
It was very Terry Gilliam.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this guy came to play again. Like that's crazy, like, dance number or whatever with Adam Driver with like the red silk flowing and cutting into the fire. It was beautiful cinematography and, like you said, costuming.
The armor is like straight out Time Bandits or something.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It looks like a Terry Gilliam movie, which is cool that he's like back doing something. I don't know, what is his last movie? Like, I don't think he's made anything since Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus.
That might be it.
Jesus.
Might be it. See, if he's been in post-production on this for so long...
So that gives you an idea of how long this movie's been in production for, right? I'm tentatively in. I mean, it looks very intriguing. It doesn't look... I don't think it looks great. I'm not gonna lie. I'd say it looks great.
He did the Zero Theorem. Do you remember that? With Christoph Waltz? Which I thought looked good, and I like Christoph Waltz.
Me too.
I think it got eviscerated.
I just don't care.
He did Parnassus before that. 4 years in between. And 5 years between Zero Theorem and this film.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So there you go. I feel like it was in production for 5 years. Like I was saying.
It clearly was.
Yeah. I mean, it looks... I'm intrigued. It might be one of those movies that never comes out. And then we're like 3 years from now, we're like, oh shit, remember that?
Yeah. Honestly, I think it looks great.
Great.
Yeah.
You're going all in.
Yeah,
I'm it on the table.
I'm in.
You're in on Gilliam.
I am.
And Driver.
There's just something about, Jonathan Pryce's performance.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he just seems like he's having a blast. Like, he's going crazy. He's having fun with it. And same with Adam Driver.
Adam Driver, like, always has a blast. I feel like he never has phoned in anything.
I love him so much as an actor. I think he's great in everything he does.
He is.
He elevates it. But yeah, I don't know. I just think this is kind of this wacky fun. But I feel like it's going to have heart at the end. I don't know. I can just sort of see where it's going.
Heart, and I'm right there. Yeah. Give me some mist in the old spectacles.
We could get some mist. I'm hoping it's not just this wacky, goofy thing. I hope there's some depth to it. Mm-hmm. But for me, I'm in. If this is like his magnum opus, like he's been working on it for so long.
Project.
Better not be Zero Theorem. Fuck. Even Parnassus, I never actually saw that.
Me neither.
But didn't look good.
No.
Let's put it that way.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, count me in. And I think that'll do it for this episode of the Upper LA Podcast.
Look at that.
Adam, where can people find you?
People can find me personally on Twitter at Franey25 and on Instagram and Letterboxd at UpRealAdam.
You can find us as well on Instagram, Facebook, iTunes, not really.
Somewhat YouTube.
All the social
Big
medias
YouTube
at
channel.
Up Real Late as well. You can follow myself on Letterboxd at UpRealScott. And of course, if you do like this video, leave a like on it. Leave a comment below if you want to join our discussion. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already to our YouTube channel. And as always, keep it real.